All of the starters in Pokemon Sword and Shield were ugly. They were ugly. Nice. It smells like a pina colada boiled sweet. Oh, it smells so sugary. Hello, my name is JTurn. You can call me Jake, everybody does. And today, the video format's gonna be a little bit different. Normally, my videos tend to be like pop culture deep dive-esque things, a little bit more research, a little bit more structured. But today, I'm just gonna chat. I'm just gonna roll it off the tongue, you know? It's raw authenticity. You people love authenticity, don't you? You YouTube viewers. You tell I'm hungover. So one of the most popular videos on my channel at the moment is my review of Sword and Shield, and the way that I found it kind of like, you know, I think its worst crime was being mediocre. I don't think it was a terrible game, which, you know, in quite a polarized fan environment appears to be quite a controversial take, that they're just fine, that they're not great, they're just fine. So I thought today I would just chat about another one of the things I think about Pokemon, which is, I think the next generation there shouldn't be any new ones. Now, I know someone's gonna call me out on semantics and be like, well, is it another generation if there isn't new Pokemon? Isn't it just another Pokemon game? And like, you know, take a medal from the box on the way out, well done. But like, I think you get the gist of what I'm saying, is that like the next major mainstream Pokemon game, right? I don't think it should have any new Pokemon. I think that they shouldn't make any new ones. And I'm gonna give you all the reasons why. Just, you know, as a nice little chat. We spend some time together. We're gonna spend some time together because we're mates, aren't we? Are you my mate? I'm your mate. Whether you want me or not. I'm not sponsored by this. It was just in the fridge, and Ben's napping, so I didn't want to turn the coffee machine on. Right, business. As I say in my other videos, I'm a small channel, so if you wanted to help me out and support me, then it's really great if you can like and comment, because then YouTube sees that you've done 2 different kinds of interactions. It's like, oh my God, this guy must be so good. He must really be loved. And you know, together we can convince YouTube that I'm a super interesting and watchable person. And if you can't think of anything to comment, why don't you give me a heart emoji? Because it fills my heart with joy to get big numbers on my videos. So yeah, like I said, this video is just gonna be super casual, chatty, probably not as much visuals as I normally do, in a format I'm probably gonna call Jake's Take. And you know, essentially, Jake's Take is just gonna be me chatting about something I think, rather than it having to be like, you know, a conceptual video, like about the history of Jak and Daxter, or, you know, the queer gaze of playing Hades. And if you follow me on Twitter, that's twitter.com/JTurn with a 7 instead. That's what most of my social media platforms are, because, you know, because who can get a correctly formatted one-word username in this economy? You'll see that I posted a little poll, and in that poll, I asked, how important are new Pokemon to you? And everyone was like, quiet. But like, the majority of people didn't put it as the most important thing, if that makes sense. We had like, oh, what did it say? They came more about the mechanics, or they came more about the story, or everything matters evenly. So yeah, I think it was kind of a split between people that thought new Pokemon were absolutely essential and people that didn't. It was like really close. When I say there wasn't a majority, I think it was like 45% or something that thought that it was essential. Now let me tell you why everyone who was in the majority was right. I'm gonna tell you all the reasons I think there should be no new Pokemon in the next generation. I'm gonna tell you all the reasons I think that there should be no more new Pokemon until a couple of other things get sorted out, right? Like no new Pokemon in the next generation. Take a breather. Put down the monster designing pen. First reason, that is a lot of creative time and energy that you could put somewhere else. If you think about like every other major AAA release, right? Like Pokemon's AAA, right? Surely. It gets praised for like visuals, story, characters. Like Pokemon doesn't, because it doesn't have excellent visuals or fantastic storytelling or great characters, really. Like they're all a little bit joyfully forgetful. I mean, I know I'm gonna have a couple of people in the comments now like, oh, but I love this character from Pokemon. Like, okay. Character development, visuals, narrative, animation, stuff like that, like the kind of stuff that really makes a big cohesive experience. And you know generally what the reaction to all of those elements in Pokemon games is? I'll tell you because that's why we're here, because we're just chatting. Nobody, it really doesn't hit in that way. Like, that's a lot of creative energy could be put into things like that leave a more lasting impression on people. I don't need another variation of an electric rat. Like, I want a good story. I want character development that's memorable, right? Like, there are so many other places I would put that time if I was like project managing a Pokemon game. And if a game was coming up that showed it had a really in-depth story focus, I wouldn't give a shit if there was no new Pokemon in it. Next reason, the remakes are some of the best Pokemon games that I get most excited about, and they don't have any new Pokemon in, like Heart Gold and Soul Silver, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. I loved them. And you know what they didn't have? New Pokemon. I think maybe Alpha Sapphire had some like new Mega Evolutions or whatever, but that was not essential. If they weren't there, I wouldn't have cared. And everyone wants these Sinnoh remakes, right? Like, they're desperate for them. They're not gonna have any new Pokemon, but people are more excited about that than they were about like Sword and Shield. It feels, maybe it's because it's still a mystery and we don't feel like we're getting it, right? I guess this one kind of overlaps with like where to put the time, but like, fix weird oversights. Like in Sword and Shield, why can't you refight trainers like you could in old games and they have stronger teams? Like, why? Why is there a 20-minute timer on battles? Is that still there? I don't know, but that's just such a bad idea. What do you mean? And as a friend pointed out to me, like, why are we still living in a world where trainers on the road have only like one Pokemon? Why? When you are at that point gonna have 6 very high level Pokemon? Why are gyms still all essentially the same, like a basic puzzle and an easy fight? Like, they're just, can you remember a gym from Sword and Shield? Because I can't. Repair, goodwill. Like, I think at this point, people are starting to get a bit of sand in their nether regions about the Pokemon company in general, right? And one of those things was Dexit. And Dexit was just like so divisive. And if there was no new Pokemon, that wouldn't have happened. That wouldn't have happened. It wouldn't matter. It doesn't need to be new Pokemon. Like, if you'd announced some kind of story-driven game, I'm gonna refer to Colosseum a lot. Like, I know that it didn't get excellent reviews, I don't think. It was like good, like it was high good. But like, that game was cool. I really liked that. And there was like 3 Pokemon in it, and it was great. If they came out with a new kind of, a game like that had like real attention to detail and polish and no new Pokemon, I think that would repair so much goodwill. More anticipation. I think that, you know, if you skipped a generation and didn't introduce any new Pokemon, people would be much more excited for them. Or, you know, you could maybe like have one legendary that's a new Pokemon and release that like really like in the game's life cycle or something as like an exciting extra. But like, I find it hard to care when there's like another 100 creatures in this new game with designs that I don't think are as very good as the original designs. Yeah, I'm one of those guys. Like, I think that the designs of the original 150 are in general better than a lot of later designs, like that are just over-designed. Remember seeing that Tumblr meme that was like, if Charizard was designed in Gen 5 or whatever, and then we got Mega Charizard X, and it's like, oh, that was it, and Mega Charizard Y. But yeah, I would be more excited for new Pokemon if there was some games in between that didn't have them. I guess I'm gonna make that another one. The designs are tired. Designs are bad. I just think that there are a lot of good new Pokemon in Sword and Shield, but there are a lot that I didn't like design-wise, and I'm never gonna have on my team. And I don't know, man. Take a break. Take a sit. Maybe you'll make some better Pokemon next time, eh? This could be my nostalgia talking, right? But like, how many Pokemon in Sword and Shield did you like really love? Like really love? And how many from past games do you really love? Like in my video where I ranked all of the starters, I think that my bias towards older generations came out, but like, all of the starters in Pokemon Sword and Shield were fuck ugly. They were ugly. Did you like Pokemon Colosseum and Pokemon XD? Because I loved them, and they were like really story driven, and they were kind of different, and they just never did that ever again. Like, why not? Why not make a story driven, like, crafted AAA game? Not everything, I know that like a lot of games are homogenizing at the moment, and they're all becoming like the same thing with your, like, you know, climb the tower, discover the map, crafting kind of, you know. A lot of games are all the same game nowadays with just a different face slapped on it. But like, I think that makes it more apparent what Pokemon lacks, or what it's just not, or what it's doing wrong. Do you know what I mean? I said this in my Sword and Shield video, but it was a step in the right direction. But in this day and age, we don't want your AAA game to be a step in the right direction. It should be there. It should already be there. It should already be there. Make a story-driven game. Make a story-driven game. That's one. Like, if there was like another Pokemon Colosseum, like a kind of like crafted, kind of story-based, it doesn't have to be gritty, but like, you know, just like a crafted, tight experience. Sword and Shield had an open world, sure, but like, did it need it? Do we need it? I don't know that it's a huge issue that past Pokemon games have been based around routes and stuff like that, because if the routes were very beautiful, well designed, and interactive and fun to be in, then that would be fine. You don't need an open world. And clearly they don't have the time to fill it, because the wild area often feels really empty. It just feels tacked on. I was having a conversation with a friend the other day, and he actually likes his privacy. Sometimes he vanishes off the internet, so I'll just say, Tombury. Hi Tombury, I like talking to you. But we were like having a conversation about how the anti-consumer behavior that's coming out of the Pokemon company at the moment, right? It just seems like they're getting more and more involved in microtransactions and souvenirs and merch, and Sword and Shield is almost just an excuse to get more stuff out that people have to buy. But like, Pokemon, is it called Pokemon Master Quest or whatever? That game where you just have, where you collect the trainers and they're one Pokemon, something like that. And then Pokemon Sleep, Pokemon Home, Pokemon, like, when you sold that license for Pokemon Go and then you ended up not making much money off of it and Niantic just ran with it, did that scare you? Like, did you think, oh, that was a silly idea, so now we have to make 10 apps to try and make as much money as Pokemon Go did? Terrible behavior. But yeah, that's kind of why I think there should be no new Pokemon for the next generation. There's a lot that's missing or is being done wrong in the games already that they could put that creative energy into. New Pokemon are not essential, and you know, they were saying that the development and the animation of all of these Pokemon models and stuff took up so much time, so then don't do it. Make a game like Pokemon Colosseum for the modern age that has like a cool, crafted story that is actually very engaging and pleasant to be in, and not a world that feels low-res and hollow. Making a Pokemon game for Pokemon gamers, you know, I don't think needs to have new Pokemon in it. Just make a really good game. But if they don't do that, I think it's just making it more obvious that they just want to sell cute merch for progressively more money, and also microtransactions. I'm watching a lot of Jim Sterling lately, and the kind of revealing things they cover about microtransactions. Just like, I always kind of knew they were bad, but their videos have really kind of, you know, opened my eyes a bit to how insidious the whole microtransaction thing is. And it's such a shame that Pokemon's pushing into that, and that their recent games seem to be more of a new Pokemon delivery service almost. Like, let's just put out a game, fill it with new Pokemon and sell more things and keep more hype, and I don't know. Proving they can make a game with no new Pokemon in it as well, for me, would really show that they want to make games rather than just, you know, I mean, God, every company wants to make money. That's such a glassy-eyed thing for me to say, like, oh, you need to want to make the games, you need to have the passion for it. They're a corporation, they don't care, like, they want to make the money, but at least give me an illusion that you want to make a good game. Because Pokemon Sword and Shield was fine. Like I said, I got my fun out of it, I enjoyed it. Good games, not great games. They're not games that give me the impression that lots of passion went into them. It does not give me the impression of passion. It doesn't make me think, playing Pokemon Sword and Shield, that there is a team of dedicated passionate people crafting the best possible Pokemon game for fans that they love. Do you know what I mean? And that's fine because people got to work, people got to do, but I don't know. I think that if you could scale it all back, trim all the fat, and make a game that was really sleek, that'd be what Pokemon needs right now. And also, you could do that by not making any new Pokemon. I could give a shit. I would be so much more excited for a new Pokemon game if they came out with a Pokemon Summit version and there was you know, characters that clearly were going to show growth, like a proper plot. I want a game that's like a Pokemon film that I can play, right? I know in my Jak and Daxter video I said that I liked that about what Naughty Dog is doing, that Naughty Dog is creating these narrative experiences that you also get to play and become immersed in. I like that. Could you imagine if a Pokemon game was made by Naughty Dog? The kind of exploration that we would get from that. Even the Pokemon anime and everything like that, it's so surface level, isn't it? I guess that's because it's a kid's thing. I'm probably, again, getting carried away, but there's got to be a lot of money in making a game that is for the existing Pokemon audience, rather than, as they seem to be doing now, constantly making games to try and attract kids who are on their phones. Do you know what I mean? Wasn't there some quote that was they had to make the Pokemon games easier because there was so much competition from, you know, phone apps and stuff and phone games, and I'm like, making your game easier? Where's the logic connect in that? Making your game easier doesn't make it more interesting. It makes it less interesting. It's less engaging. Wobbling a bit now, aren't I? Getting off topic. What are we talking about? Oh yeah, no new Pokemon. Just don't do it. Don't put any new Pokemon in the next one. It doesn't need them. It doesn't need them. You're just gonna make more people annoyed that they can't have more of their back catalogue for whatever reason. Ooh, if you've watched this whole silly, rambly, chatty video, then just, when you leave me a little, God, I've forgotten what emojis look like. When you leave me a little, sparkles emoji, because it's magic that you spent this time with me. I know this is kind of a low effort video, right? But I think I've got to build some of those in. Some of these Jake's Takes, if that's what we're calling them. Where I can just chat with you and just talk with you super casually, because, you know, I just like you. Okay, bye.